What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marv, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show on YouTube. Okay, not really. And
Adam, what the heck is on your mic?
Oh, silly story. This is actually from Greta Thunberg's Tesla. Yeah, we were hanging out, and apparently she's just a faker, a big fakerson. And this is climate contraband that I found in the back of her car. But it's no big deal, you know.
Did you at least get her to autograph it?
No. The turtles don't like that. Yeah. Either way, we'll be right back with your news right after this.
I feel so good today. Feeling lucky. What a lovely day. Woke up on a vibe, y'all. Got a brand new thing. Yeah, it's all going my way. My shoes got sold. Got a strut in my walk now. Got a pocket full of sun. Won't say won't go down. I'm a winner, I can feel it in the city. Yeah, heavy when I'm breathing it in.
Faker, son.
Roll the dice for the 7, hit 11, hit a 7, hit 11 again.
Greta
Thunberg. Got a 4-leaf clove. Y'all can knock on wood. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day. My lucky day.
All right. What is up, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. If you've never been here before, this is a live call-in show. The number is right down below. It is 224-400-MARF if you would like to call in, or if you would like to share any info, article, or video that you think the rest of the fam should know about. We've already got a bunch of people in here. There's a bunch of people I need to shout out later, so thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for your support through this whole week. It's been really crazy. We've had a lot of times where just a couple shows ago we had the stream break up into about 8 different parts. It was absolutely horrid. But I am getting reports that all over the country there are also, Comcast, Xfinity outages all over the place. And I think it's a little bit bigger than they think. Part of this is part of the hacking that's been going on. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about not only what the big story is, obviously in mainstream, which is these Ring doorbells and things like this. This is happening way more than people are saying. And that is actually, it kind of points out to me that this is not what you think it is. It's not just some Joe Schmo that just... all these guys at once are like, it's our mission to hack into somebody's home Wi-Fi and talk to them. I think it's part of something. It's actually part of either some sort of thing to make the people scared of them or what. I don't know, because these huge companies that own these things, this is really bad PR for them. This is not going to be good for the huge companies that own them, like Amazon, the parent company to this platform, a bunch of others, or I guess the one that rhymes with our channel name here. So it's not a good thing. They sell a lot of these things. They're hoping that every single person has them in their house. So maybe there's some sort of like white hat that's, ordering thousands of people to do this. I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. It's really bad for those companies. That is not the main story in our eyes. We believe the main story should be talked about is the cyber attacks. Now, they have not reported huge cyber attacks in the past, and just recently we are getting a ton of reports of cyber attacks in in large places. Now, we talked about last week about how the Pensacola, what was it? It was the Pensacola city. Part of the city was actually hacked. It was
Yes.
And but
the
what
city? It was right after the event that happened at the Air Force Base there.
That's right. And literally, it was right after the Bang Bang event where the gentleman on the base took some lives. And then all of a sudden, the city was hacked, and specifically the sanitary. What was it? Do you remember what department it was?
They lost. They lost 311. They lost sanitation, and they lost payroll and employee data, or something like that. Was all locked down and essentially under attack.
Now that is even part of the weird part, because now then we had Louisiana get hacked, and it was the actual state was hacked. That was about a month ago. Now, apparently we have New Orleans, the city was hacked, and very specific parts of it. So something is going on. Somebody suggested during the show the other night that maybe they were hacking in and, doing some big distraction and then adding in people's names, like fake names, fake employees, or something like that as part of some sort of mission. That might sound a little bit off, but if you really look into kind of how inside things are done, it's kind of crazy to think about it that way. So we're just going to go over that theory, I guess you would say. I don't think this, they like even the word theory because it's, something that's taboo now. But we're going to go over that. We have tons of other stories. Actually, I always say we have a great show, but we actually do have a lot of great news, especially for a Saturday, Dex. This was kind of a great cycle as far as, what we have to cover. Dex, before we start, I want to introduce you guys to my co-host. He helps produce the show, Dex. He is also going to be screening calls. He can actually load things up. I have a huge screen over here, so you can actually give him links to things. He can connect it directly to me, and then I can share it out instantly live. Dex, are you there?
Hello, Adam. I am here, and hello, Foogle Fam.
All right, and it sounds like your sound is good. If you guys have any issues on your end, this is a live show, so a lot of things can go wrong. We've had everything go wrong since I began. We've had our set fall over. We've had lights go out. We've had sound go out. I've even had a lightning strike right outside my window. Yeah, you guys remember that. Oh, fudge. Yeah, we're not going there again. Either way, so you guys can call him and you can actually get in any kind of info, and then we can all talk about it. If you want to follow along, it is a great option to do so at marfooglenews.com. The best part about this is that you can actually click on this thumbnail, the one that you clicked on to get here in the first place, go to Too Many to Hide, and by the way, the actual title may change depending if they ding us. Now it says Too Many to Hide, and then down below, here's the cool part. We take a lot of time before each and every show to actually give you all of the articles, the source for everything. So if you watch this show a year from now, say it's 2020 and the aliens have come down, you can actually go back to this and reference that we called it. Weird news is right here. Airport builds Christmas tree out of confiscated items. All the different stories are right there. So again, you can go back to that. It doesn't matter what time or what day you watch the show. You'll still get some information out of it. All right. And without further ado, Dex, I'm going to get started. Let's get the phones open here halfway through the news. And then, of course, again, that is 224-400-MARF. Now, this is a really, really one that's close to home, and, figuratively and literally, me being in Washington, this is a big story. It says scientists are studying a massive underwater volcano off the coast of Oregon. 300 miles off the coast, it lies an active volcano that the world has never seen before. Now, let me just cut in right now. Again, people are talking about Ridgecrest, the possibility of a volcano being underneath, and a lot of people were just like freaking out about that, and for good reason. There's a lot of weird things going on. That base that was directly above the epicenter, it's kind of like it just had to happen right there. The epicenter of two of the largest earthquakes California's had in decades happened right basically below a military base. Kind of odd, and it actually. Doesn't it test weapons? Isn't that what that base does? Dex?
Yes, and I'm sorry. It does. It was a weapons test. They do a lot of, secret testing there.
And explosives and things like that. It's just kind of like, I don't get how some people continue to sheep along, but... And it says, with a magma reservoir 2/3 the length of Manhattan. So... Again, 2/3 the length of Manhattan, a reservoir of magma. So would it be that far off to think that this is actually, some part of system that actually goes under California as well? Why are 21 states actually preparing for Cascadia subduction zone when supposedly it's only supposed to go along the West Coast and along 3 states? You see, that is actually going to be a 9+ earthquake guaranteed with a tsunami. If you don't think that's true, go look. There's no scientist that actually goes the opposite direction on this. For once in scientific history, they all agree it's not only going to happen, but it is guaranteed to cause a tsunami if there's a full margin rupture. And it says, and this summer, a group of scientists from around the world spent 33 days on the Pacific Northwest Ocean in a research vessel called Marcus G. Langseth, which, by the way, is the actual vessel that our good friend Chris is on, I believe. It says axial seamount was first discovered in 1981 and has erupted 3 times since its discovery in 1998, 2011, and 2015. But up until now, researchers have only been able to scan its surface in 2D cross sections. That's because it lies deep underwater at a depth of 4,600 feet. So this is a kind of a diagram of it. This is an underwater volcano, and it's also very close to this whole Cascadia subduction zone. So isn't it just kind of funny that all these things we don't even know about, and we've built metropolises all along the coast? What would happen if this would actually go off? It says, in order to map what lies within Axial, the scientists aboard Langseth attached an intricate line of cables to the ship's stern, which shot out pressurized air bursts to create acoustic pulses. So they were basically making noises and seeing how the sound bounced back with these special air bursts. It says those pulses bounce through Axial and then back to the ship's receiver cables. The waves traveled through Axial's surface uniquely depending on the type of rock they encountered. So when they would shoot it through, they would do these air bursts, it would bounce, it would go through some of the layers, almost kind of like the millimeter wave, how, it can go in through certain layers of skin. It would hit something, and depending on how fast or how it traveled, they would know what kind of rock this was. So this is pretty interesting. It says the waves traveled through Axial surface uniquely depending, and so they would figure out what kind of rock it was. It says the data gathered by the team of scientists will help researchers better understand the activity of both land and underwater volcanoes. Scientists predict Axial could next erupt in 2020 or 2021. But the volcano is deep enough and remote enough that it does not pose a threat to people. So, do we literally have scientists saying that there's going to be a massive underwater volcano right off the coast of Oregon, close to the Cascadia subduction zone, saying it will erupt in the next 2 years, and it's not a big deal? That sounds pretty nuts to me. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but it just seems like... And this isn't like the Sun, this isn't like, what do you call it? The Express Times or any of these tabloids. This is actually the New York Times, which is the same newspaper, and I'm not giving them any credit for anything they do because you guys know. But this is the same one that actually put out, no, that was the New Yorker that put out Chris Goldfinger's, the really, really big one. So actually, never mind. The whole point was lost on that one. But again, this is from the New York Times. So it is a major news outlet, and they are saying that this thing, and they're not saying, you never see this. They're basically saying this thing's going to erupt underwater right off of the coast of Oregon, but it's deep enough that it won't cause any problems. I don't think so. I think that when you have a major underwater eruption, that it probably will change some things. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this. If you guys have any information about it, please give me a call at 224-400-MARF. Tell me what you think. Leave me a comment down below. Say in the chat, what do you think? Do you think that this is a big deal? And how do they know it's going to erupt? I didn't know they knew when eruptions would happen. And they're pretty confident that it will happen anywhere from next year to the year after. Obviously, there are some sort of signs that they're monitoring, or it's very active. And didn't we just say that there were methane bubbles coming out of Oregon's coast? That's kind of funny timing, Dex.
Yeah, it is. They've been coming out for a long time, but they've just started, we had a lot of research on it just this year, and a lot of new insights on it. So all the stuff coming together Really, it's alarming.
Now, somebody else, I didn't see the name on it. It says, since it's already erupted 3 times, they say it wasn't. See, I would love to look up into it. Please give us a call and let us know what's going on with it. Trump, let's see if we can reset. If you're new here, our president's name is one of the biggest kill words or kill shots on the platform. T-Man supporters group edits Greta Thunberg's image on Time cover. So this is actually pretty funny. It's even dangerous to give him credit. So this is the person of the year from Time, and of course it has Greta Thunberg, which, by the way, if you didn't see last night's show, we talked about how there's an actual video showing both her back seat and her front seat of the Tesla that most famously Arnold Schwarzenegger gave her as a gift because she's so amazing, is literally trashed. There are plastic spoons, plastic knives, there's plastic bottles, there's all sorts of candy wrappers. There was a 6-pack wrapper thing like this that was sitting in the back seat on the floor. There were tons of different things. So she's basically the largest hypocrite in the world. Meanwhile, she actually travels via sailboat across the freaking country. It takes her 6 weeks to do a speaking event because she has to take the most natural way there. If you like her, that's totally fine. That's your opinion. It says earlier this week, 16-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta, she's probably going to be a filtered one too. They probably know the context. Like if you're talking good, it's good. By the way, Greta is an awesome gal. Was named Time's Person of the Year, defeating 4 other finalists, including U.S. President DT, Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi, and the Hong Kong protesters, and the whistleblower in the T-Man Ukraine scandal. It says a group of T-Man supporters has edited Times Magazine's Person of the Year cover by replacing the head of climate activist Greta with that of the U.S. president. The altered picture was accompanied by a list of things the group claims T-Man has accomplished since taking office 3 years ago. On learning that Thunberg was chosen as Times Person of the Year, T-Man took to Twitter to express his disappointment over the news. It says Thunberg, who made headlines last summer after holding a school strike for climate outside the Swedish parliament, in September she addressed the UN Climate Action Summit in New York, accusing world leaders of stealing her dreams and her childhood. Had to put an emphasis on that. She is still a child. She can still get in the hood. And let me show you the picture here in a second. Okay, or the rest of it just didn't load. That's fine. So here is what they were actually talking about. This is the tweet, and it is from T-Man War Room, and it's just so lame I can't even say a Twitter name. And it says, when it comes to keeping his promises, there's only one Person of the Year. And a check mark next to booming economy, record job creation, historic tax cuts, and hashtag America First trade deals, and ISIS destroyed, which I don't know exactly about that. And then, of course, building the wall. And it says hashtag promises made, promises kept, which I wonder if that's probably a pretty big one there. Oh, yeah. Boom. I think he looks good. To be honest, I mean, you never see him in casual clothing. In fact, I've never seen him in a hoodie. Pink is actually good on him. It's salmon color, goes really well with his skin tone. What do you think? Do you think she should have been the one gracing the cover, or do you actually have another suggestion for somebody? It doesn't have to be T-Man. Who do you think, out of all the people on this earth, should be getting that award other than Miss Greta? All right, now into some serious stuff. There's some really creepy stuff here, and we're going to go into it. This is now we are getting into real news. So again, if you've never been here before, we try to have fun while we are dealing with some of the most taboo subjects ever. We try to be commercially viable when possible. We're also trying to be kind of, I guess, family / friendly with everything because of what is going on with this platform. But there's a lot of stories that are like really freaky, and I know that a lot of you guys have messaged me through Twitter and through emails, and even sent me hand-wrote letters. Like, just to let you guys know, when you send a hand-wrote letter, that means a super lot to me, and I actually put it up on a special wall in my house. So I thank you guys, and some of you have actually talked about this subject in particular, and even the last. It says, China is training its top Navy pilots to fill, quote, an urgent need for aircraft carrier commanders. The best pilots from Chinese carrier-borne squadrons are being sent to a naval academy for warship training to meet a, quote, urgent need for commanders. I don't know why I'm saying everything wrong. Commanders. Salamanders. How now, brown cow? They had to pass more than 10 assessments from political thought to psychological testing before they could join the program. And of course, they don't tell you this, but they probably also had a quiz on what Xi Jinping's favorite color is. And it would be straight answered through WeChat, of course. The Chinese Navy is training fighter pilots experienced in carrier-borne operations to command and manage its warships as it seeks to expand its global naval power. So what do you think, Dex, about how not only have they done this, but we have seen in every branch of their military, they're basically demanding that people join, and it seems like they have a deadline.
Well, yeah, the urgency part here is what really strikes me. That's, they've got a lot of people. They've got the ability to have a very large force, but they obviously have this urgency to actually get this urgent need filled. And that's
what is it? I mean, like,
curious. So, yeah,
that's what we think. And, I guess there's a lot of people here that are just like me. We look at these kind of stories and we think, we know. The thing is what has made my time on YouTube so much better is, I guess I've never really responded to haters, but at some point you do kind of get creator burnout and things like that. And sometimes things can get to you as far as just like hate for no reason, like people that obviously they disagree, right? Or sometimes they even agree. They just, don't like you and how you're saying it. But when people are talking about these kind of things, one thing that got me through that is I know that my audience understands, and I know my Foogle Fam, most of you, even if you disagree, you understand that we're all thinking about things like this, and we're very critical, and we think critically about things like this, and we wonder why. Because, honestly, I don't listen to any of those other people now because I do feel like half of them are asleep. And that doesn't mean like criticism. I'm talking about when people say things like, oh, you're off in la la land, or you think this, or, everything's a conspiracy or whatever. Once you've kind of woken up and once you've kind of been red-pilled, it's kind of hard to go back to not thinking some of this stuff is just because, even mainstream people are coming out now and saying some of the craziest things. Our president says some of the craziest things. In fact, half of our politicians say the craziest things. Just the fact that almost the entire Republican Party is saying that there is a conspiracy against the president. That's nuts. This kind of stuff doesn't happen in the public forum like it does now. And now that we have so many things declassified, it's pretty clear that there's always been these kind of things going on. And if you take that and turn it into a pattern, you can kind of see when it's something weird, And I think you guys get that. And I think that's why this is done so well. We just hit 100,000, we hit 100,000 on our other channel, actually maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And it was just a big accomplishment, and I thank you guys for that. This channel is very close, under 2,000 away from 100,000 as well. I thank you guys. But again, I just it helps me so much, and I would encourage all of you smaller creators too. We have a ton of them in our midst here. Is don't worry about what people say. Don't respond. Don't go after them. I have done really well. And, I'm not trying to be an example or anything, but when have you seen me fight? I stand up for myself, but I don't do hate videos and things like that. It's just, it's pointless. It just brings more attention to things. It's whatever. But again, thank you guys so much. The closer it gets to that, it's almost surreal how much you guys support and, all of your positive comments. I never stop reading them, and I never stop saying thank you for them. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. You guys have liked me for me. There's no way you can do a live show for hours a day and not end up, kind of letting people in on who you are. And I just thank you guys that you like me for me. That being aside, let's get back to the news. I should have played some, like the thank you song from Late Night or whatever. One of those sad songs. It's like, oh, thank you for that. The thank you letters or whatever. That would have
been fitting. Oh, yeah, that would have been fitting.
Is it thank you letters? Music. Is it thank you letters, or what are they called?
Yes, it is. It's something like that, yeah. There's a piano playing.
Oh, song. That's right. And then he goes, like, thank you, T-Man, for always making orange look good, right? Something like that. And I actually believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
It says the Chinese Navy is training fighter pilots experienced in carrier-borne. It says its best pilots from carrier-borne squadrons, including some qualified to fly fighter jets during both daytime and at night, were sent to a Naval Academy for Warship Combat and Command training late last month. It says it did not say how many pilots had been selected, but all of them were required to pass more than 10 assessments. What's weird is that actually said it in a different way. Beijing-based naval expert Li Ji said that the program would focus on command and control skills for air and sea operations, and some of the pilots would ultimately be selected to command China's new aircraft carrier strike groups. Also, they are kind of the king of manufacturing, whether that be crappy manufacturing or not. They can build things extremely fast. One of my theories is that they are building way more than what they have publicly. We have seen from satellite photos that China is actually covering a lot of different crazy things. They have these buildings that are totally covered, and people have taken the measuring stick. If you've ever seen somebody on Google Earth taking kind of the digital tool and measuring how big these things are, some of the covered structures are like, half a mile, some of them even as long as a mile of huge covered structures, some huge warehouses. So what are they building in there? Some have said that they're building, UFOs or whatever else. But I think part of that, the ones that we have actually found on the water, those are building carriers. And I bet you they are actually building them way faster and way more than what they've actually said, which I think is like 1 or 2 or something like that. Again, I've said quantity over quality might just win it. Would one of our most advanced in the world F-16s win against 10 of their crappy F-16 copies? That's a question to ask. Yes, we would be able to detect them farther away, but would we be able to, catch all 10 of them? They could build, 20 times what we have. I mean, they've got the money and the resources to do a lot of it. Seems like a lot of the richest cities in the world are over there. What do you guys think, though? Give me your opinion. I'd love to hear it at 224-400-MARF. Of course, you can go to this article at marfoogle.news.com. All right, so this is a big deal. So I wanted to go back to this. Attempted cyber attack disrupts Louisiana state government, New Orleans city business. It says many of Louisiana's state government websites and email systems are shut down Monday because of what the governor's office says is an attempted ransomware attack. The problem has disrupted business operations and online services across state agencies, and it happened 2 days after Louisiana's election for governor, when the Secretary of State's website was a vital link for information. Have you noticed how this keeps happening right after or right before different events? It says Governor John Bell Edwards' office says some services started returning Monday afternoon, but it could take days to restore all websites and online. So this one was last month, correct? This is from the AP. this part of it was last month, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this happened a while back.
So I actually put them out of order. So, and then this is actually the right order now. This is current. This is New Orleans declares state of emergency. That's right. And state of emergency following a cyber attack. And so they are taking it extremely serious. It says the city of New Orleans has suffered a cybersecurity attack serious enough for Mayor LaToya Cantrell to declare a state of emergency. The attack started at 5 a.m. CST yesterday morning, actually, according to the City of New Orleans Emergency Preparedness Campaign. NOLA Ready, managed by the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. Okay, so do you guys see this? Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. These guys are getting involved with this. This is why I wanted to say these are things that are going hand in hand right now. This is why we chose EMP Shield as an affiliate. That's literally like we could choose, gold companies or this or that. We chose these things for a purpose. Either we use it. That's why I have no qualms with doing it because I think we are going to end up saving lives. At least I shouldn't say we, but I should say EMP shields are going to save lives because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm going to show you this and watch in the next 2 months. Mark my words. I've already seen in the last 3 months, you guys, if you guys watch every night, you've seen we've called it before the articles come out about the drills, specific drills involving specific countries. Our sources say that this is only going to get worse. It says, Nola Reddy tweeted that, quote, suspicious activity was detected on the city's network, and as investigations progressed, activity indicating a cybersecurity incident was detected around 11 a.m. as a precautionary measure. And then it said, the NOLA tweet confirmed the city's IT department gave the order for all employees to power down computers and disconnect from Wi-Fi. All city servers were also powered down, and employees told to unplug any of their devices. State of emergency declared by City of New Orleans. During a press conference, Mayor Cantrell confirmed that this was a ransomware attack. A declaration of a state of emergency was filed with the Civil District Court in the connection with the incident. Nola Reddy said that the emergency communications had not been affected. So again, this is the second one that we've talked about in a week. The last one was Pensacola, that they said, but don't worry, emergency communications weren't affected. Although the, quote, real-time crime center had been powered down. Public safety cameras were still recording, and incident footage would be available if needed. The police and fire departments continued to operate as normal, and the ability to respond to 9 was not impacted. By the way, if you look at the captions, if you're closed captioned watching the replay, it says 9/ every time I say those 3 numbers, and that actually gets things dinged. You can't even say call because it will actually mark it as the other thing, and they've got that basically filtered. It's crazy. Information is still, and by the way, I say these things out loud too because we have over 200 creators that are underneath that are, just now starting up their stuff. These kind of tips may help people. Information is still scarce while both the investigation involving both state and federal agencies and the recovery process continue. Again, last month, this just happened. It's not known what ransomware malware was used during the attack. The Mayor Cantrell has said that no ransom demand has been made at this point in time. See, we actually don't know that. They could say that 10 years later down the road, they could say, yeah, it was declassified that, we sent $500,000 because they had all these things ransom. I don't think that's what happened, but I'm just saying that, very well, we get so much hidden from us, we would have no idea. In cases like that, I can understand why they hide it, but you'd think they would tell you right after it's done. On October 2nd, I get that. I should take that back. I get why they wouldn't tell it even then, because then other people would get the idea to do it. I get the logic. On October 2nd, the FBI issued a high-impact cyber attack warning in response to attacks on state and local government targets. This warned that healthcare organizations, industrial companies, and the transportation sector were also being targeted. Meanwhile, the attack against government targets continue. Let me ask you guys, do you think that this is just some Joe Schmo doing it? I don't think so. This has been connected to multiple serious offenses, and I don't even think we are at the big pyramid of this. This is all heading in some direction. These are little tiny switches being flipped, the big setup. If you remember that day in 2001, there was a lot of planning that went into it. Say they knock off the power for the, current crime center or whatever they say it is. And then they could put somebody's name in there and get them on the, wanted dead or alive list or something. Who knows? I mean, there's just so many different things they could do with those things that you wouldn't even think about. I loved that call about that. The woman who called in and said, what if they were inserting employees, verification of employment, all that kind of stuff, just like slipping it in? Because you have to realize when they have access to these services, they could throw in there somewhere, somebody who has clearance to go in the mayor's office, or they could print out a badge that says that they're allowed to go, to the White House. That's seriously, to the point where this stuff is going. They could get they're actually, in some government offices, they have this little printer that prints these hologram things. And that is a one-time badge security thing that they print, or they do the fobs. They could actually use this to actually print fobs to access different things. All sorts of things are done digitally now. That's what's crazy with this. They could get access to different buildings by hacking this, using one of their machines and actually doing fobs that could get into government buildings. Think about this, guys. This is actually much bigger than anybody thinks. Somebody says, remember the Bilderberg list. Actually, that's a really good idea to pull this up and mention it while we're here. This is a big deal. 2019 Berg list. We're going to call it the Berg. The Iceberger list. No, let's see. There we go. Press release. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So this is the meeting of the richest folks in the world. And the Pope went last year. This is how big this thing is. What was on their list? 1, a stable strategic order. What next for Europe? Blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. 9, the weaponization of social media. The importance of space. And then 11, cyber threats. They made this months ago. And then if you go back to 17 and 18 and 17, it is very, very creepy. 2018, if you look at it, it says populism in Europe, the inequality challenge, the future of work, artificial intelligence, U.S. before midterms, free trade, U.S. world leadership, quantum computing, S.A. and Ryan. This was actually done before the oil, all that stuff happened. And then the post-truth world. This isn't meant for the general public. No, almost no one knows about this. I mean, yes, this press release is public, but the rest, this is one of the most secretive meetings in the world, and it is some of the most rich and the most powerful people in the world that go to this, including the Pope. That shouldn't even say his name because it's a bad word. It's crazy. And this is what they were talking about. So again, this is just nuts. Okay, so I'm going to actually go past this. I can see you in your bed. Wake up. Woman says stranger hacked Ring camera. Now, we picked a couple that were out here. We've covered this before. Somebody said that, oh, this happened as long as a year ago. Yes, a couple times here and there. Now it's massive. It's almost like there's an AI computer with an AI voice doing multiple. That's what I almost think is going on, because, some of the voices you do hear on the more popular videos are human, but I just talked to somebody who was at a news agency in my DMs that said that essentially the robot voice or whatever, they hear a bunch of those happening, and then they also have the ones that are, it's called something. It's like Limefire. It's a new app that basically you can take a bunch of celebrity voices, and if they take all the samples they have from the internet, they can make an entire voice. So you can type whatever you want, AI in, and it sounds like that person. In fact, I'm trying to think, Dex, I don't know if you know this because we never covered it. Somebody was going to make it and then they discontinued it. I think it was what rhymes with Marfoogle, but I'm trying to think. It might have been Amazon. They made a program where you talk for 30 sentences into it, and then it can actually copy your voice 100%. If somebody Lyrebird, no, okay, so Lyrebird is the one that did get made. Okay, so whoever said Lyrebird, awesome to you. There was one that somebody else was going to make, a big company that it was absolutely crazy. So again, Lyrebird is something like that. So this is happening all over the place now. This is terrifying. These are people that are in their house, or their kids are in their house. The one that we just saw, an 8-year-old girl is in there. I saw the video of it. The guy's like, "I'm Santa. Can I be your best friend?" Imagine how creepy that is. Another gentleman, one of my buddies. So this is why I went live earlier. One of my buddies, somebody asked, I didn't say it on the tape, what was said. They did water droplet sounds. So that's like something out of like targeted individuals. Like it made it sound like there was dripping water, and then they realized that it was on the camera. It was bloop 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 bloop. And he went and checked his sink. He went and checked this, that. And then it was like, boo, boo. And it was a person. It was a person saying, boo. It's just him and his wife. And it's like, this is creepy, right? And it just kept saying, boo, boo, boo. And then the water droplet noise. He immediately turned it off and said, what the heck is going on? So I personally know somebody that this is affected. This is a way widespread than anybody even knows, I think. If you experience it, people commented on the video earlier today, and they said, one person says, I'm going to get to know you. I'm going to get to know you real good. That's what the voice said. So this is like on a massive scale. This is all over the country. People are reporting it all over. Of course, mainstream, wants to turn it into a fun thing. This is not fun for those companies. These big companies that make these cameras, even though it's your fault for them hacking, technically, if your password wasn't strong, if you don't have a VPN, all that kind of stuff, then it's kind of your fault. But who's going to take the blame? Do you think these massively rich companies want this kind of public relations with one of their biggest selling products right now, especially right before Christmas? Think about it. If you get one of those for Christmas after these stories come out, will you want to hook it up? Nobody wants these things anymore. This is a big deal. This is almost a good thing. I hate these things. I'm not going to put a freaking talking camera hooked up to Wi-Fi and that, eventually will have AI on it. It's crazy. People are absolutely nuts. Do you guys agree with me? I know that a lot of you already said. Yeah.
Adam, one of the craziest things I read today in doing research on this was USA Today had come out with an article saying how to protect yourself from all of these hacks on the cameras, and one of their main things was to make sure you're buying it from a big company like this parent company or Ring or Amazon. And I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Nope.
You're telling us to buy the thing that's actually the problem.
Ring is the biggest offender right now. Ring is
It is.
Yeah, and who's Ring owned by? Isn't that Amazon?
Yeah, that's Amazon.
And
I just can't
Nest
imagine
is owned by
that
Google.
And MSM is saying, oh, solve your problem, buy the one that's actually causing all the hacking.
Get the brand one, Then it's like you're buying a little a plug-in creep,
They said it was a bigger, safer, trusted company.
Well, apparently they're not listening to the thousands of people around the country that have been hacked. I mean, it's not like this is just like a growing trend. It's not like, these guys that are really good with computers, really good at hacking, all of a sudden they all want to do this and hack into people's houses. I don't know, is it? I mean, are now computer nerds are like, this is the fun thing to do, is terrify children? I know there's a lot of creepos out there, but it just doesn't seem to me like that's what they would waste their time on,
We're actually the guinea pigs. The way I look at this, Adam, is, the hackers will test their methods. They'll test all of their different things against, the sort of the civilians, because we've got the cameras, we've got the notion to be what they call socially engineered, where we may click on something and then do it. And then they turn around and take those things that they've learned and those tactics that they've built, and then they turn around and they use them in the corporate world or in the government world, where they get this ransomware. It's one thing to lock up your computer and ask you for $900 and you pay it because you don't want to lose all your computer data. But then they come in, they take over a city, or they take over these big platforms and, ransom up $1 million or more. And that's what happens.
And I believe in the past, they don't want to talk about it, but things like this have been paid. Some of them have been tried to, they trap the criminal by doing it with marked stuff or whatever. It's happened. This cyber thing is not new, but this, how widespread, is a new thing. It's something that we've heard about one time here, one time there. Now, all of a sudden, the last week, it's blown up. Like, just everybody is reporting this. So it's bad PR for the, big host companies. And it's mostly all Ring's name. It's not the other companies. And that's so funny that they're saying, buy the big brand name like Ring. I'm sorry, I don't think so. And this isn't the end of this. This is something that I just got from, I'm trying to think. This next story, and by the way, I do want to read this part. It says, I was terrified. I literally could not move my body, the woman said. After their Ring security says. It says, wake up, the man yells at one point and starts clapping his hands. Hello, come here, puppy, he says at another point on the video. The woman, who asked not to be identified, said that she and her boyfriend installed the camera so they could keep a close eye on their dog, Bo, while they're at work. It says, I was laying there and had just put him in his crate, and I hear a cough over the Ring camera. The woman said, I see a blue light come on. So I text my boyfriend saying, why are you watching? We're laying down and we're about to go to sleep. And he's like, what are you talking about? Seconds later, it says, I can see you in the bed. Come on. Wake the F up. Scared for their safety, the couple reported the incident to Ring. It says, I just want people to be aware we got this Ring camera thinking about one thing, watching our puppy, not somebody watching us. That is creepy. And this is just the first of it. If you go to my video, you'll see multiple people are commenting, and they're saying that it says, I'm going to get to know you, I'm going to get to know you real well. This is happening. So I would think of a different Christmas gift. Not only that, we're getting news stations across Washington and Montana being attacked. Now, I will give somebody credit for this. I'm going to find their name. I'm going to find their name right now, actually. I'm going to do it while we're doing this. It says KHQ TV, part of a cyber attack that hit news stations across Washington and Montana. It says a very sophisticated cyber attack on the software running KHQ TV's news broadcast has journalists at the Spokane NBC affiliate reading off paper scripts and resorting to technical workarounds for video. It's very late 90s all of a sudden in here, said Tracy Zaravica, director of content and communications for the station. And then check that out. Let's see here. I wanted to make sure I give this gentleman credit because he sent me this and he's a local. Let's see here. Watch, he's in chat like, I'm right here. It's me, Steve. Or whatever. I can't remember his name. Maybe it was a message. Doom 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 doom. Oh, that's right. It was in Mike Morales' chat. I'm just thinking about it, and it was in Mike Morales' chat, and it was somebody's name, and I'm gonna have to go look, and I'll give him credit tomorrow. I just thought about it. It was in the live chat of it, and it was somebody that said in Spokane they had this, and I said I would feature it in my show tonight. The security breach occurred overnight Sunday, just hours before the affiliate's 4:30 a.m. morning newscast, said Patricia McRae. Why do I know that name? That's so weird, because there's like a Debbie McRae in our group. President of KHQ Incorporated and the Cowles, Montana media. It says the attack targeted the company's technical software needed to prepare local newscasts across all stations owned by the television group. But no personal employee or advertiser data was compromised in the breach, McRae said. KHQ reported the attack to the FBI. McRae said that the company, which is an affiliate of the Cowles Company that also publishes the Spokesman Review, is working to restore the software from backups after it determines data is secure, she added. In the meantime, the station has been informing viewers of technical difficulties that have limited recent broadcasts, including fewer on-screen graphics and video that they might be accustomed to, said Zaravika. She said she applauded station employees, including reporters, anchors, and those working behind the scenes, for responding quickly and adapting to the new, old way of delivering the news. So, I mean, this is like straight up like Mary Tyler Moore, like sitting there doing the news with, stacks of paper. So this is bigger than we think. They are trying to attack different things, all sorts of things, all at the same time. Like, this is just the beginning. It's going to get worse, folks. And this is exactly why we've been warning people about different things. These are fun little games to them compared to the things that could happen. We are completely dependent on these systems. Ring camera hacker uses home security system to spew racial slurs at family in Florida. Again, oh my gosh. So this guy basically took over the camera, got racial. It says, "Is your kid a baboon like the monkey?" The person can be heard saying, introducing himself as if it was part of a streamed video prank or podcast. So these are the things that are going on, and it's all over. And that's why, they don't even know. Some of the people that I've talked to think it's an AI program that's doing it to say all these weird things and offensive things. Because how would so many different people be doing so many things at the same time? It's really, really, really crazy. Des Moines, Iowa. Those nationwide... it says former Des Moines resident among those nationwide who had Ring camera hacked. This is all over the place now. Iowa former Des Moines resident Carly Crick says a complete stranger hacked her family's Amazon Ring camera and watched them in their home for 6 minutes before they pulled the plug. She's not alone. Several similar incidents have popped up across the country, but the company says they are not to blame. In a Twitter post responding to several customers throughout the day, Ring said, based on their investigation, they are actually able to confirm the incidents are in no way related to a breach of Ring's security. One thing I think about is maybe not. Maybe they've got a device that can just like intercept it, where it thinks, it thinks that it's your phone or something, or I don't know. Do you think, what is it, Dex? ISMI catchers or whatever? ISMI?
Yeah, it could be people that are doing man in the middle and also looking at the traffic and trying to what's called session hijack. But it's probably just as simple as managing your passwords. And if you're using a very simple password, and people are able to reuse that or pull it from a database, that could be, and it sounds like that's probably the majority of the time what's going on. Or maybe they send you an email and say you need to re-log into your Ring camera, and you click the button and it goes to a website and you think that it's Ring and you type in your password and now they have it. That's a way of social engineering you into thinking you needed to do something, and they phish you. So yeah, there's lots of different solutions there, or lots of different ways they can attack you there.
I just thought it was so weird. By the way, people saying GTSY, never seen that before. Everybody's saying that now. I was just in Mike Morales' chat, and somebody said GTSY. It said at Marfoogle, GTSY, and I looked it up because I was like, that could be an insult or that could be something good. Do you know what it means, Dex? GTSY?
Yeah, good to see you. Oh. Good to see you.
How long have you known?
I don't know. For a while.
Whatever. I mean, I knew that. GTSY.
You're just testing me, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, Des Moines police advise residents to take extra measures to avoid being hacked, such as using multiple passwords. I mean, this is simple things, right? It says a two-step verification process, and never to keep a default password. That means using your same password for all different kinds of platforms, everything. A lot of people do. Or they'll use the same one, but they'll change a number or change a letter or something. That's the stupidest thing to do. Don't ever do that. Most definitely is not the smartest thing to do. So related to this, while we're still here, if you guys want to help support the channel, NordVPN, as far as talking about this kind of stuff, this is perfectly matching. In fact, Dex, I'll let you talk about NordVPN because you are the true tech guy. In fact, on stories like this, it really helps to have you here.
Well, yeah, if these guys were running a VPN, so there's two things that would happen here. One, their IP would actually be somewhere else. So if somebody was trying to socially engineer them and capture their IP and infiltrate their network and maybe try to get to their camera, the VPN could be one layer of protection for that. At the same time, all of your content and information you're sending across your computer could be looked at on your network or on a shared network like at Starbucks, and a VPN will protect you from that. So this is real easy to use. It's a simple tool. Everyone should have it. You turn it on like a light switch. You turn it off when you're done, and you're protected while that's on. So I've been using Nord for years. My mom uses Nord. It's so simple to use.
Well, also somebody told me that you can actually place yourself somewhere else or place yourself in a different country. So say there's like somebody who you can't watch on the internet here, you can actually place yourself digitally somewhere else and then watch that person. Is that possible with that, or is that
absolutely? There's a lot of additional benefits. I mean, outside of just the security features alone, being able to locate yourself in another country or another area, that lets you get around some of the copyright issues. Or content management issues that they have. So yeah, I've had numerous times I'll go look at an article or a video, and it's restricted. It won't let me get to it. So I just go turn on my VPN to a different country or a different location, and boom, I'm in.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, and that's kind of funny you said that, because this kind of fits into the whole thing. VPN, NordVPN is actually giving a password manager. You can actually use that, especially if we're talking about subjects like this. With the whole camera thing, if you are going to do it, if you're going to continue to do it, I would definitely have a VPN and have something, running through that. If you use the code Marfoogle, you will actually get upwards of 84% off on their best plan. Again, you can go to marfooglenews.com/VPN, and it helps support our show. Again, we are trying to grow. Our goal was to bring on 2 more people by the end of the year. Probably not going to happen now, but we're trying. And also, we don't know what's going to happen next with this whole thing, with the daddy platform, everything. So we might need to get some help, legally to even stay on. So these kind of things help a lot. All right. This, I reported on Twitter right after it happened, thanks to Dex. See, Dex lives in Atlanta, and what was it? I believe your wife was notified like right away because her friend was at the mall or something. It was on Facebook.
This is a mall we shop at. I mean, I grew up going to this mall.
So this is like where you went to the arcade or something, right? And
oh yeah.
So you knew. In fact, when Dex was talking to me, he's like, "Oh, this is right in front of Meso's or what store was it in front of?"
It was in the food court, right in front of Moe's, where it happened.
Now we can attach the video to this. The video is in some ways not okay for TV, but in some ways not. Like you can see the guy kind of slump down and fall down. But again, in general, it's not my thing to like just show, violence or whatever else. This was all over Jordan's, Jordan shoes. Now I've always liked Jordans, never really bought them just cause they were always $100 plus. But I can't see, even if you were obsessed with Jordans, shooting somebody over them. And that's apparently what started this, right?
Yeah, there's been multiple rumors, but in this article here, and what I've heard from many different people, is that the fight was over shoes. It was over Jordans, and everybody thought there was an active bang bang going on, but it turned out to be I guess what the authorities are calling an isolated incident. But this isolated incident was in public and scared a lot of people. Someone is now deceased, unfortunately, and it's over a pair of Jordans.
Somebody said Jordans again. Wow. This is probably not the first time this has happened. I know that this is people have probably been killed in the ghetto, and robbed for their Jordans. The reason why is some Jordans are worth thousands of dollars. Like if somebody's walking down the street with it, somebody will jack you for shoes. I mean, I've heard about that a ton in Tacoma, Washington. I know that the Hillside Crips and stuff, there was tons of news stories about that locally in Tacoma, and then in the south end of Seattle. That has happened a couple times. In fact, but this was specifically like killing each other in the mall over brand new shoes, like not robbing the guy for his shoes, literally fighting over the last pair or something like that, or maybe stepping on his Jordans. Did you step on my Jordans? I think there's like a name for that. I think there's some sort of name, like, are you stomping up on my kicks? I'd sound like a total dad. Quit mashing on my JJs. Quit mashing on my JJs. I could see that song. Anyways. Yeah. Again, we'll link the video so you can see that. It says Georgia man arrested after calling police 3 times to confess. It says Boston, Georgia, a man apparently felt so bad about breaking the law that he called the police 3 times to confess. It says Lieutenant Tim Watkins of the Thomas County Sheriff's Office told the Thomasville Times-Enterprise that a man called at 5 a.m. Friday to say that he had stolen a car in Thomasville and was about 12 miles away in the smaller town of Boston. A Boston police officer went looking for the Chevrolet Impala and 29-year-old Kuwent Rashid Langford, but could find either. That's so funny. Look at this. They did no editing, but could find neither. Oh, I guess. Yeah. But could not find. I guess he could have got rid of the N, and he could have said, but could not, or but couldn't find either, or but could not find either. Is this a better way to put it? But could find neither? That's not. I'm sorry, I'm getting stuck on this. This is not news. Okay. But could find neither. But could find neither. But could not find either of them.
He's just showing off. That's all they were doing.
Sorry. I'm a little bit OCD about that stuff. Langford called back again and finally called the 3rd time to say he had broken into a convenience store and he was drinking beer. He wanted to confess and turn himself in, Watkins says. He called 3 times. That was enough for Boston police to track down and arrest Langford. The car was later found in Thomasville. Langford was charged with second-degree burglary, and theft charges are pending. He's jailed awaiting a bail hearing. It's unclear if Langford has a lawyer. Well, it's a crook with a conscience. You never know. Airport builds Christmas tree out of confiscated items. And now you can actually see this picture on our website, or you can actually, I'm going to show you here in a second, but you can actually look at it carefully because they took all the scissors, all the little things, and turned it into a Christmas tree, which I thought was a good recycling of it. It says an airport in Lithuania took an unusual approach to holiday decorating when it assembled a Christmas tree out of confiscated items. Lithuanian airports said that the tree at Vilnius Airport was assembled from prohibited items that were... Did you hear that? I don't know if you heard that, but I sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Prohibited items that were seized by security officers during the screening process. I really did. I don't know where it came from. It was like a Arnold burp or something. Like, items. Super weird. Here's the pictures of it, and if you zoom in, you can see all the scissors that people tried to actually bring in. It's actually pretty creative for an airport staff. Or did a professional artist do this? Like, this is actually kind of cool. Whoa, why does the knife have blood on it? That's creepy. There's lighters, knives, looks like at least one gum pack. They don't allow gum. Corkscrews are another one. Bullets. That's dumb. Yeah, bring some shotgun shells. Razor blades. That's kind of scary. That's what they've actually hijacked planes with. And then they, of course, spray painted all those scissors. I think it looks pretty cool. It's almost like totally worth the project. What are the things at top? Are you kidding? Those can't be... It almost looks like pie spades or something. I don't know what those are. Do you know? Are those an item that they might have taken? Those aren't like a painting tool or something, are they?
It's probably like a collection of something. Somebody probably had a collection.
They're light
of
bulbs.
These.
They're totally light bulbs. I'm pretty sure. Maybe? I don't know.
Like some sort of dabbing tool.
I don't know. I don't know that many people like that, like actually home make the same shank. I don't know. If there were shanks, that I would, I could see that. Like, hey, sir, Mr. John Smith, why do you have a shank, sir? We're not in jail, sir. Yeah, down here, it looks like a doorknob. Like, why would you take a doorknob either? And then, like, have security be like, doorknob. And then you're like, what? Doorknob? I don't know. Just weird. Either way, unusual personal ad leads to date for lonesome duck. A Maine's man's lonesome duck has a date with another local avian, thanks to personal ads he posted on a local bulletin board that he ended up on Facebook. Chris Morris, 31 years old of Blue Hill, said his duck, his real duck, yellow duck, has been showing signs of loneliness ever since her mate and other duck were killed by a bobcat about 2 weeks ago. Morris crafted a personal ad, complete with hand-drawn picture of yellow duck, to help her find a new companion. It says, duck seeking duck. The flyer reads, lonesome runner duck seeks companion. Partner recently deceased. It says the bottom of the flyer reads, serious replies only. The flyer was, and no pun intended, the flyer was spotted at Blue Hill Co-op by Brooke Ewig Minner, who posted a photo to the ad to Facebook. It says the post came to the attention of Sadie Green, owner of the Mountain Foot Farm in Dedham. Green said she had several male ducks at her farm. Green and Morris are now arranging for Yellow Duck to meet one of Green's male ducks this weekend to see if they hit it off. That is the weirdest story ever. I don't know what to say about that. Duck love. What the duck wants, the duck gets. I guess that's what you could say. Yeah. There were better stories earlier. If you guys want to help support us in a different way and protect yourself, there's a lot of obvious things going on. And again, we told you we were going to work with the EMP Shield because they are actually working with Homeland Security. They're working with the Department of Defense. They are also recently announced to be working in the DEMSO team for the Texas grid. The EMP Shield is handmade in Kansas. It is a 100% veteran-owned company. It protects you 100% against lightning strikes. So if you're buying this for your home, this can actually protect you against something that could end up being a $1,500 deductible instead of a $0 if you have this thing wired in. It protects you against all three phases of an EMP, an E1, E2, and an E3. And it is actually military tested by Keystone. You can get one for your car or your truck or whatever vehicle. They actually have RV, boat, and motorcycle protection. Again, it grounds the signal before it can fry the device. So if we have a natural solar flare or a natural CME, a coronal mass ejection, or if we have, NK or Russia do an EMP blast over the middle of the country, it will actually ground the signal before it actually fries your device. And again, this has actually been tested up to 43 times plus. There are a bunch of Foogle family members that already have this wired into their house, their car, their generator. It's incredibly important. If here's the thing. With all of the things that have been done, the EMP resilience report telling us that we need 6 months to a year of food, everything, because we are possibly going to lose power, it's a big deal that people are prepared. And just a tiny bit now, preparedness can go a huge, long way down the road. This should be in all American homes and all American businesses, basically every building, car, and everything, period. If it was a law to make things with this, then we wouldn't even have that weakness, but we don't. Our grid is extremely vulnerable. Again, for a generator, think about it. If you have a bug out spot and you can't get there, what are you going to do? Again, get one for your car. If you have a generator, it's not going to work if it's fried. Put it in there, then you will actually have power even if the grid doesn't come back on. They're doing $125 off. That's the $50 for the Marfoogle family plus another $75. That's an exclusive deal for us. We are a big group as far as all the prepper groups that kind of go through them on the residential side. And they are doing an amazing deal. It's the best deal they've ever done. $125 off per device when you buy multiple. And then that, again, you can just go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. It's just smart. All right. And then if you want to call in, it would definitely be time to do so. Bring me an article. Bring me a video. Bring me something good. Call in with 2 phones, 3 phones, whatever it takes. Let's get in some new callers tonight. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else who helps with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Obviously we get a lot of different stories from people, theories, all sorts of things. If somebody says that they have a theory that the world is ending in 14 days, take everything with a grain of salt. That's all we're saying. And again, if you haven't checked out Marfoogle News, to share either one of these, it's marfoogle.news and marfoogle.tv. You've got Marfoogle News at 147,000 subscribers, and then we are so close to 100 over on this channel. And then I'm going to zoom in and out. Look. Wait. Marfoogle News. Okay, sorry. And if you have not joined Discord, make sure to go do so. There are groups that actually meet weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and they talk prep. They have fun. It's all like-minded individuals. Basically, this is a bunch of red-pilled preppers and people that are normal people. I mean, seriously, most of the groups I go and meet with is via Skype. It's amazing. Like, these are awesome, awesome people. You'll see scientists, doctors, lawyers, construction. It doesn't matter what they end up doing. Truckers. We have all different kinds of people in there. And you will see that it's not like what you would think it would be. Even when I started this, I thought, I might get, we never know who's going to show up. We might get a bunch of paranoid, people that are just all scared of each other. It wasn't like that since the first day. It's always been. And now I know who the people are in this family. They're all normal, hardworking people that are questioning what the hell is around us. Get in the military group if you're military. You have to be confirmed. No false valor. You will get booted out of all of the groups. I think we just recently had one that got booted from everything. I don't like doing that. I really don't. Even to you that did the false valor thing to try to get in. I don't like to sign off on kicking somebody out of all the groups. Don't do that. That's not accepted here ever. Creators Corner, get up in there, 100 plus subs and 20 videos. If you have 10 videos, make 10 more videos. If you want to get in there, we want to see effort because we're going to help you actually get along with YouTube and everything else. It's mainly because I wish I had somebody that I could have asked questions when I first started. So that's one of the reasons, and then also we want to stand together tall against whatever is coming our way, especially January 1st. So we'll see. Go to MarFoogleNews.com, sign up for the Marfoogle alerts. If anything was going to hit the fan and we knew about it, we're going to email you directly. We're going to give you any kind of warning we have. Obviously, if we have half an hour warning, there's not really much we can do. But if something we know is going to happen, we're going to email you with that. Missing notifications. You can go to MarFoogleNews.com and you can actually sub to our notifications. This is a huge deal. This just launched 2 days ago. Website notifications are now available. It works with most or all browsers and Android. And then iOS is coming soon. So Apple phones, it will be soon. Look for the prompt and click the bell in the bottom right corner. Once you're subscribed to notifications, you are guaranteed to be notified when we do a video. That is what's so cool. If you're somebody who's like, oh, I always miss the notification. I get it 3 days later. I get it a week later. I got it 14 years later. I'm your father. It's just super weird that they don't send those out. You know what I mean? So go to MarFoogleNews.com and make sure to sign up for those. And then, of course, if you would like to support us in our third way, we have 3 affiliates, all of them equally amazing. This is something I have done, and it has changed my digestion system. It's also changed my sleep, but it's good for arthritis. It's good for anything inflammation-wise. It's good for attention span, for autistic children, for regular children, ADD, anything like that. When you are grounded, essentially grounded to the earth, your whole body starts running and doing what it's supposed to be doing. Make sure you go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. Watch that Earthing movie. It's a full-length feature film that was released. Now it is out with Amy Smart, Muriel Hemingway, Deepak Chopra. Of course, we've had Muriel Hemingway on for Ann Clint Oberon interview. Great movie. It shows you exactly what's behind it, the medical studies. It's the simplest thing. The big guys don't want you to see this. So again, go to marfooglenews.com/earthing. Boom, boom, bam, bam. All right, you guys, let's get... and by the way, if you need any of those links, go to marfooglenews.com. Boom, right there. You've got everything listed right there. Caller notes after the show will be right here. So any channels, anything that they end up feeding Dex right now. All right, let's get the first caller in. It looks like Dex is editing it right now. Let's see. Let's go with Layol. Layol? Let's do it. Okay, so Dex, can you look? We just got a 6.8 earthquake somewhere. Let's see. You know what's even crazier is I feel like I'm going to be live when the big one happens. Philippines. 6.8 just struck the Philippines.
Yeah, confirmed.
Prompt tsunami warning. Holy moly, this is updated now at 10:23 a.m. Oh, a.m. It's 10:23 p.m. Did they mean that? Early Saturday morning with this epicenter of earthquake.
On mine, Adam, it's 11 minutes ago.
Okay, so wait a second. Updated. No, this is not it. Where is it? This one says July 1st, 2019. What? That is so weird. It is 10:23 p.m.
in the Philippines.
10:23 p.m. This says 10:23 a.m. on July 1st. So it's almost exactly however many months now, 6 months later. Let's see.
I don't see what is on your screen because I'm not looking at it, but I've got Ignit, I-G-N-I-T, Philippines.
6.9 west of Haganai. Yeah, this is bad. So we're going to cover this live here. Let's see. Wow, that's bad. Okay, let's see here. Maybe actually you could pull up a link for it. We'll take the call of Lael, and then we'll cover that. Hello, you are live on Marfoogle TV. I'm not quite sure how to say the name, so I'm not going to try to mess it. Lael, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Lael, it says Dems warn Virginia sheriffs refusing to enforce G control, weapon control. Will send in the National Guard. What's up with this?
Okay, there's been a lot of things going on in my state with the elections. That we did the state version of the Senate and the House, not the federal one, but the state House and the state Senate. And they pretty much took control of our state House and Senate. And our governor, Ralph Northam, I think is how it's pronounced, is saying that he'll sign any kind of control bill into law come January when they take control over these houses. And what is very disturbing about this?
So we're saying that they will now. They're saying that they'll send in the National Guard to take your weapons.
That's what I've been reading. I've been searching this ever since it was brought up in your chat room last night. And what makes it very concerning is my city and like 70 some odd counties in the state of Virginia have voted for 2A sanctuary. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So
this is a big deal.
Maybe those counties. Yes. I'm sorry, I must be stepping on you. It must be a delay.
No, it's fine, and I apologize. It says over 75 counties in Virginia have so far adopted such Second Amendment sanctuary resolutions in the Commonwealth, the latest being Spotsylvania County. So apparently this is... and then, yeah, it's called a Second Amendment sanctuary resolution. Wow.
Yes. There was another concerning article, but it was by a guy named Hal Turner, which I know the show has kind of had a little bit of qualm with him in the past. And he stated on his opinion, and had talked to a few people that said, they were talking about cutting internet, cutting communications, one city at a time, while they go and take these from people. That's very disturbing if that's the case. And it makes me think that all these counties that have signed on to this 2A, might have painted a target over their head by bringing this into place.
Well, yeah, I see a lot of different comments here. We're going to go over that here in a second. And I'm also going to shout out some people after this call. As far as the Second Amendment, what do you guys think about this call, this whole story here, where they're saying that National Guard, they'll send in National Guard if you don't follow these control laws? This is a pretty wild thing. Understandably, a lot of people would be pissed off.
It sounds kind of far-fetched to hear it, but you look at all the crazy stuff that's going on in D.C. right now. It's utter stupidity, so it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to do something like this.
Yeah, it wouldn't really surprise me at all. No, they're trying. They're going to do it in some fashion. It just matters if we, take over, if we let it happen. It's not fun. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about here today before you go?
That is all. I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. I didn't see this getting a lot of press or anything else, and I didn't expect it to. But I know there's people from all over the world in the chat room, and I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Layol. Make sure to call in again. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. All right. Up now. Oh, hold on. I'm going to get 11 Pagan 11 in here. Mr.
And Adam, I've got just so you know, I do have the Earthquake USGS link for you in the screener.
Okay, perfect. So we got the depth, all of that good info right here. Let's see here. And then so it was 6.9, 0 kilometers east of Ignat, Philippines. So this was a big one. It was a depth of 53 kilometers. So it does say that there is a current tsunami alert, but that doesn't always mean it's going to happen. So we will actually see. In fact, I'll keep this page open and we will actually refresh it as we go. Mr. Grumpy George Papa to Isaac says, today was Isaac Tyler's B-Day party. His B-Day was 12/17. Please say happy birthday to Isaac Tyler for me. You, Dex, and everyone else, thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isaac Tyler. Happy birthday to you. That never happened. Sandra Costello, welcome to the show. Brenda Wise, Pockadoo N, thank you for joining. Welcome to the fam. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Amazing Baby says, Vintex Joy Design on Etsy. Sales equals more donations. Don't know what it, I'll have to check it out. Central Florida Prepper EMP Shield will keep that vehicle up and running to bug out when you got to get out of a very bad situation. Get that food and water prepped, people. Having supply and ability to move is life. That was Central Florida Prepper with a tip on there, and thank you for your support as well. Melissa Hayes, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you and welcome you to the fam. Kara Fuse says, Merry Christmas to all the great people and family that make life a bit less crazy. Good knowing there are all like-minded people. Thank you, Adam, Dex, and Mods, and family of showmakers. We love you in Louisiana. Kara Fuse, you got some crazy stuff going on there. I would seriously get some stuff ready just in case. They are definitely messing with your city. Your city and your state. Mark Sketch, been with you since the start. Only 20 subs. I knew you were going places even when you got down and picked yourself back up. Thanks. Mark Sketch, thank you for sticking around all the time. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. And I think you changed your name at some point, didn't you? Or no, were you? I was just looking at old streams, and there's only a couple names that have stuck through me the whole time, and then a couple that have changed their names. Pretty Bunny 1964 just subscribed 15 minutes ago. That's why I am right 16 minutes ago. Ryan Bardell, Ron Ingram, Jennifer Ells says, I think hacks are to scare us in taking the RFID chip. That's I haven't seen that. And it's actually nobody has said that in any of my comments or anything. That's definitely a good theory. Susan Donahue, get prepped up, get prayed up, put the full armor of God. Thank you, Susan Donahue. I appreciate your support. I also appreciate you just in general being here all the time, every show. I can't say enough. Like that enough is just super awesome. There's not many people there's a lot of you guys that do that, but like hardcore loyalty. Thank you guys. Jamie Martini Franklin, this channel, remember, God is in control, fear not. I think a lot of people here totally understand that. The thing is when we talk about the scary thing, because people have been watching me for so long, they get that we need to just like look at this head on and not be afraid of things. Otherwise, you would see more like, oh, the world's ending. I'm so stressed out. I'm panicking. I'm having a panic attack. I did see that when I first started and we first started talking about things. And then people kind of got... the thing is when you talk about the scary stuff with a smile on your face, it helps you realize that, there's a lot of scary things, but we can look at them head on and not fear them. Richard Theron, welcome to the fam. Tim W. just subscribed. Ken Heyman, Kung Fu. I love that. F-E-W. Kung Fu has subscribed. Lydia English, Cassie Moberg, Dudley Wiley, Neil Nelson, thank you so much. Says, great show, Adam. Central Florida Prepper. Wait, can I be new again? Karen the Caring, thank you. And Juanita Sherman, thank you. And then thank you for the 3 people that went over to Patreon. I appreciate that. Paul Flan, my wife has been hypnotized by mainstream and can't wake up. Please help. Just put her in front of YouTube for a couple days. Ilea Love 6.8 just hit Philippines, 28 kilometers depth. So I think that was edited to 59. Let's check again. Or unless we're talking about another one. I hope. Yeah, they did. Good call. It's more shallower. That's half that's half as shallow. That's actually not good. As far as that goes. And it has been reviewed and downgraded to a 6.8. That's nuts. All right, let's see if we can go to the interactive. We're going to get Levin Pagan 11 on. Bam. 11 Pagan 11, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What's going on?
Hey, Adam. How's it going?
Good. By the way, I saw your thank you video. I believe I left a comment on there.
Yes, you did, and I reacted like a little schoolgirl who was meeting a rock star. It was funny.
I didn't see your reply yet. Don't tell me. I'll go look and I'll act like a little schoolgirl to see it. Okay.
Awesome. As soon as my husband woke up, I told him, "You're never gonna guess what happened," and I just like blah 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 blah. Okay, it was funny.
Oh, that's great. Well, you said your husband is the one who encouraged you to do everything. So I think your husband, you should be like that around your husband. He's the one who got you to do it, kept you doing it, and encouraged you and showed you love and said you could do it. So that's a good man behind you.
Oh, he's spoiled rotten. Trust me.
That's awesome. Well, so Pagan 11, 11 Pagan 11. I'm gonna pull up your card here. It says, let's see here, Cascadia and NASA planes. You've got a link here that you want to show everybody. This is all news pipeline thing here and some Dropbox photos. So what is this? Can you explain? And I'll pull it up.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I pulled it up on screen. We've got All News Pipeline says, Let's see. NASA plane flights the last 6 weeks over molten carbon pools in the western U.S. solved, and it's no conspiracy theory. So explain what this says.
Yeah, it's crazy. They apparently the NASA planes, they have been going up quite frequently here. I mean, like almost every out of this last week, they were up 4 days out of the week. For like 3 days in a row, 4 planes were up. And then yesterday, I believe it was, there was only 2 planes up. But they're completely mapping out the West Coast. They're following this magma, all this magma that's coming and that's infilling our volcanoes. And supposedly the volcanoes are going to go before the Cascade goes. Well, apparently Mount Rainier has been having massive swarms, and Mount Rainier has also been venting. So has Lassen. And so they're really mapping and following this magma daily. Like, this stuff is traveling so many feet a day. I think it was 2 feet a day.
Yeah, so I've been looking into a lot of this other stuff. I'm going to show you guys footage I got of Mount Rainier. It seems like there's always this kind of puff that's coming out of it. And you did say Mount Rainier, correct?
Yes, Mount Rainier is venting. And okay, I talked with this guy in Discord, Captain Ned, that he's probably watching, but he lives really close to Rainier. And he says that it just seems like it has this weird, like, cloudy, foggy type stuff all the way around the top all the time.
Oh my gosh, look at this video I got. Okay, so you guys aren't okay. So this is close to where I live, and I took this video. I'm going to show you full screen. You can't really see it. It is so crazy. You will see it. This is a time lapse above the fog that rolls in the mornings. So this is about 700 feet up in the air. You'll see it right here, and I might even zoom out. At the very end, you'll see it gets really prominent. Look at this. Look at this. It happens. This is an 8-minute time lapse, but look at how prominent it gets at the end. Look at this.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's all the puffing out of Mount Rainier.
Yeah, and Lassen is venting. 5 of the Cascade, I can't remember the other ones right now. T-Sex, and I think 3 Sisters, they're all venting right now. They're all infilling.
Oh,
and I've been talking with another earthquake forecaster, and she says that it's the magma that is holding Cascade in place. It's all that pressure from that magma that's holding that slip in place. And she's saying that once the volcanoes infill and all, that's gonna, I guess, let it go, essentially. So we got to keep our eyes on these volcanoes, guys.
That is really kind of freaky.
And it's swarming. And Rainier's swarming. I just sent I sent Dex, I believe in the Discord, I sent him a picture of, it looks really crazy. It looks like a bunch of little orange dots around this like whole crater looking thing. And it's Mount Rainier. And you guys swarmed out in Rainier day before yesterday. I check these earthquakes and these hot spots daily. And the flights from NASA daily.
Well, I've now caught this the puffing. This is again. You can find these videos on my Twitter or on my Instagram. I uploaded it to both. It's really creepy to think that because it's just so weird because it doesn't matter what the weather's like. It's been having these puffs out of it, and look at this. This is literally over an 8-minute time period, and you see this puff just get super strong and super. It's a complete ring circle around the top. Yep, I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit. Watch at the very end. I'm gonna pause it, go. You're gonna see right up here. See that? Yep, it's right there. It's forming there you go, right there. All the way around, it's forming there you go, perfect circle.
it's venting every day. It hasn't stopped. And those NASA planes are flying up and down the coast all day, every day. Those planes are expensive to fly. And they've got 4 of them in the air at one time. And 2 to 3 of them are mapping California, Washington, and Oregon.
Yeah, that is
And then there's one
creepy.
that flies out towards the New Madrid.
So now you have a Dropbox link here as well. Now I'm gonna go. It makes me want to go to Rainier now because I am close. Hopefully I don't have it, go crazy and blow up on me. Let's see here. So let's full screen this picture. What is this picture we're looking at right now? Let's see here.
The one with the map and it says the United States.
Yes, hold on. Let me pull it up for everybody else. I have had it.
Okay.
Okay, so this was that. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Okay, so there's 4 pictures here. Let's walk through them. The first one is this deep magma plume. It's got kind of a map with arrows going all over the place. It's got circles and red lines and dots and dots and dots. What is this?
Yeah.
What is the story behind this?
That is a map of all of the magma across the entire world, like the entire globe, and it shows where the deep plumes are and where they connect and where they're pushing to. And if you look at Arm 2A, that is what everybody is concerned about. And Arm, I can't really tell. It's the one there to your left. Okay, go right there. That one there and 2A, they're pushing against each other. And right there where it says Cobb in the circle, there, right in there in that whole area right there along the west coast, that's where the intrusion is, and that's where the infilling is taking place in our volcanoes, because the place from Hawaii shoving towards us is giving us all that magma.
Wow.
And then we have the stuff from the south that's coming, and it's just sandwiched together. And that pressure right there is what's keeping Cascadia in place.
So it sounds like they're all kind of just waiting to... And this is the thing, that Cascadia document that Rip Curl showed us. It was like... That's from USGS.gov, and it actually shows the high-risk volcanoes. Like, why are they so concerned about all of the volcanoes on the West Coast? Obviously, because they think that there might be something to this. Now, this USGS, the second photo, that's the dots. Are those the volcanoes, or?
That's Mount Rainier.
Oh,
and that
wow.
is the swarm that you guys had day before yesterday on Rainier.
Holy moly.
And then there's hot spots. There's hot spots off in there too, but I'm not sure if I sent that picture to Dex or not.
We will
that's
see.
the NASA flights.
So these are all the NASA flights that have been going on around the country. So there's obviously proof of this through different applications. Again, here are all the planes flying around doing these weird things, and they're flying over they're doing the runs over the whole Cascadia. Yeah, and then they're looping and swooping, and it's just, I guess they're really worried about a trench right there, about magma getting into a trench right up there in the Bay Area. Up in San Francisco, that's the lower part there. That's towards LA. Oh my gosh, what if that's the entrance to go down into Nevada? Everybody thinks that there's an underground kind of system that the submarines can go all the way. Because, okay, do you know that Nevada has the underwater, whatever they call it. Dex, do you know what I'm talking about? How there was a sign that says it's an underwater training facility or undersea training facility or seafair training facility, and it's like it's in the desert. Why would there be undersea stuff? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Put the correct answer in the chat. Somebody says,
sorry, Adam, I don't.
Aquifer. No. If you guys know it, put it in there. So is that fire in the gutters underground in California? And Pagan 11, I don't know if you knew what they're talking about there, but there's been all these fires under California streets, in the sewers.
Yes.
Just weird stuff. This is super odd.
Yeah, that's the magma moving. That's the magma moving, and all these fires that are happening. If you guys pay attention whenever they broadcast these on the news and stuff, if you look at the fires, they are all in a complete straight line. Like, what natural wildfire does that? It doesn't. Only if you look at, like, say, a volcano explosion and, the magma coming down the hill and whatnot, it's kind of wavy, but you can see the line of the magma and stuff. That's how our hills and stuff are burning. It's not burning because of, a lightning strike or a tire caught on fire and rolled down and up the ravine, like they said happened here in my county. It's the magma. It's all that stuff, that heat coming through and catching fire. All the trees are dying because it's so hot underneath.
Yeah, and then there's obviously a lot of things happening all up and down California. I mean the weird thing and how they turn the power off preemptively. What if there was some sort of connection with that? Like they really weren't doing it because of the storms. I don't know. I think they're shutting it off because they're trying to avoid that. How do you put it? That it's not that they're trying to escape liability. It's that they're trying to prove a point that it's not them. I think they're shutting off the power, in a sense, trying to get people to maybe kind of wake up and realize it's not the power lines causing these fires. It's what's happening underneath us that's causing these fires, not our power lines. That's actually a good point. You mean saying, hey, it's not us. This is underground magma or something. It could be anything.
Exactly, but it's not us.
I don't know. That's
and unfortunately, we pay the price for it. But it's not like they can stand there and say, "Hey, this is what's really going on." So maybe their way of I don't know. It's just interesting.
11 Pagan 11. Thank you so much for your call. I appreciate you, and I'd love to hear from you again. Okay.
Okay. Much love, you guys. You guys have a good night.
All right. Say hello to your husband for me. Okay.
I sure will, Adam.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We went a bit over on that one, but that was so worth it. That was a great call by 11 Pagan 11. Her link to her channel will be on our website by the end of the show. It will be there very, very soon, if not almost immediately. So up next we have Tom. Almost 3,000 people listening, and wow, what an amazing call that was. I'm serious, because I think that there's something here. I really think that especially the money that went to Ridgecrest, there's just so much going on all over the world. There's so many secrets, and slowly, day by day, we figure them out. All right, let's see here. Dex, if you could send over Tom. Meanwhile, Cherry Boo 65 Boone, someone from Nanjing, China, just tried to sign into Goo using my Apple ID. Oh my gosh. Says OMG. Oh, sorry, Dex. My bad. I muted you. You there, Dex?
Hey, Adam. Yeah, I am here. And before you grab Tom, I just want to give you an update. There is a video supposedly from the earthquake in Philippines of a pool rocking, and it's in the screener card if you want to show it. It's on Twitter.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I went. I mean, obviously, there's going to be video. I'm a dummy. Like Scooby-Doo. Shaggy. I don't know how to do a good Scooby. Let's see here. Oh, and Tom is actually going to be talking about something right on topic. This is perfect. Okay, so Twitter has this great video. We're going to show you right here so you don't have to go anywhere. Boom. Again, that kind of freaked me out because I was just talking to my wife earlier about this video, and I said, it's just so weird. There's that little UFO-looking cloud above it. Might be, it's puffing. Holy crud. That is a big one. And that's actually... And one thing that I just find really, really scary is that this is a 6.8. A 9.0 is not 3 points higher or 30% stronger than a 6.8. It's hundreds and hundreds of times bigger. I mean, like, this is just insane bigger than what this did to that pool. This is the entire Earth rocking like this. I mean, this is small in comparison to what we are going to have. And obviously they are preparing. And by the way, the map that she showed on that thing, let's see if, I don't know if we can go back to, wonder if we can go back to that. I want to get that map up that that article that she gave us, Dex. I can probably go to her card and actually pull it back up after this. I'll do that after Tom's call, but I'm going to show you. I think that kind of explains why they are preparing for 21 states in the United States are preparing for it. All right, let's send over Tom. Tom, you are live on Marfoogle TV. What's going on?
Hey, good evening, Adam. Good evening, Foogle Fam, and God's blessing to every single one of you guys.
Thank you.
It's kind of ironic that you're talking about the earthquakes here. Yellowstone just got hit with a big one too, 3.4, I believe it was. And that actually happened directly in the park itself. So, I mean, these earthquakes that are going on, it's just phenomenal. And yeah, the big one definitely is coming. I mean, I sit on YouTube and I watch the California seismic activity. I mean, hours and hours and hours a day, and you can see this uptick slowly coming on, and it's crazy. It really is.
So this was just a few minutes ago. I pulled up the earthquake that Dex pulled this up for us. 33 kilometers northwest of Challis, Idaho. So right there, this is the interactive map. This is right under Yellowstone. This is quite...
Right, exactly.
Look at this right here. Boom. Yellowstone National Park, this whole thing. Oh, that is so creepy.
Yeah. And
3.2 is pretty big.
Yeah. And they actually turned that down from a 3.4 to 3.2. So, but that's the USGS for you. They take the data and they switch it up, trying to keep things so that people aren't freaking out about stuff too. You know, I can tell you a story when I was stationed up at Bremerton, up at the naval base up there in Washington, back in 2001. We got hit with the earthquake that was it was centered in Olympia, and all the way up at the hospital. I was working up on the top floor. It just massively damaged the hospital. There was, lines that power lines and water lines that were damaged. It damaged the bulkheads. Yeah, this is going to be big once that does go off, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and people definitely need to be prepared about this.
No, I agree with you, and I'm thankful you called in about this. This is just not too long ago at all. I really wonder when you get these and that doesn't seem big in comparison to some of these others, but this is big for that area as far as they get tons of the little like under 2.0s, under, basically not even something that you would even look at. Most apps even, they're like 2+ or 3+. This is just further signs to me that like this is something that this is creeping me out. Just personally, I think a lot of people are the same way. I think you guys all think the same way as me most of the time, and I just wonder if I have everything ready. Like if we have a lot of stuff. We have a thing, basically like it's kind of where we walk in the door and take off our shoes. We have a chest. That chest, we actually put all of our go bags in that chest. That way, when a stranger comes over, all they see is like a chest. It looks like a little bench, so they don't think, oh, these guys are crazy. They've got, backpacks packed by the door at all times. We basically just lift that up, go walk right out the door. I actually wonder, like I've just been wondering about if I had time, because we had that 4.0, 4 point whatever it was here, and it was right underneath me.
Right.
The whole ground dropped. In fact, I was talking to all my mods, and it just literally dropped from underneath me. And I ended up doing a video that second, and it was crazy. It's like when it does happen, and that was a little one, in the time that it took me from after the earthquake to hang up the phone, get all my stuff, I was actually super proud of myself. In like less than 3.5 minutes, I had all of our stuff, our bags, everything, and we were all out by the car. I think about this, when the 9.0 hits, in the entire time that it took me to gather everything, the earthquake will still be going.
Right.
It's going to be 5+ minutes.
And you got to think about, it's not only just the West Coast that's going to get hit with this. We're talking about, it's going to be something that's going to decimate this entire country. Going back to the Navy flood map, I live in South Carolina, and I have my F-250 fully loaded with all my go gear because, with the earth change after this massive one, we're going to have to get to somewhere that's going to be safe in this country. So yeah, definitely be prepared. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And thank you for, keeping people up to date on everything. God bless you guys.
Well, thank you for calling in, Tom. It's always a pleasure to have folks like you call in, and I appreciate it. Please call in again, okay?
Absolutely. Have a great one.
All right. Thank you so much. This is this map kind of says more like that to me would explain more why 21 states are preparing. You see what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That still doesn't even explain. 21 states is basically everything from here over. That's pretty crazy. Cherry Boone, thank you so much again for that. And please let us know what the update is on that. Welcome Mike Adkins, Dean Gist or Geist, John Robles or Robles. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the fam. And Mark Sketch. I'm going to ask you a question in here in a second. Okay, so we have... I have no idea. You are live on Marfoogle TV.
Hi, Adam. It's Renee.
Okay, I didn't look at the thing yet, and I'm like, I don't know what name to say.
You're good.
Okay, Renee
good.
Thomas, you have 3 articles here. Whoa,
Right.
This is creepy. Okay, this is good. All right, so I'm gonna load this up. What is this first one? It says something about fish, apparently. Let's see here. Wait a second.
I don't know which one you got.
Strange things are happening in the waters along the West Coast, and fish are starting to disappear.
Right.
What?
Yes.
Can you explain what this says?
According to this article, the fish are dying off rapidly. They said that they have discovered over 15,000 holes in the ocean floor off of the coast of California, right? And of course, they're trying to rule out everything underneath the sun, and they say it's not anything that by the norm. But they're also saying that it's taken an unprecedented step of shutting down the federal cod fishery. Now you've got the fish dying off, and so you're going to stop producing the fish. That to me doesn't make sense. But hey, so I believe this would say that they're going, for the food chain. But that's my opinion.
Well,
I don't know what you think, but
as far as you mean. What do you mean by they are going for the food chain? Like getting rid of the food so we don't have food?
Yeah, I mean, why would you stop producing cod, or why would you close down a hatchery, in Alaska, and stop doing that whenever you don't have the fish? They're not finding any fish. I mean, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe it's on the extinction list. I mean, maybe they're thinking that that they're not going to be able to do it in the wild. I don't know, but what I do know is this worries me more than just them not, them killing off the food chain.
Right.
This is saying that something off of the West Coast, which is where we have this Oregon volcano, underwater massive volcano, where they're worried about magma going into the trench. There's methane, which I just talked about last week, coming up from the waters on Oregon, California, and Washington. Now, Washington is the latest. And then, of course, they have all this weird stuff going on underneath. And California, the planes are flying up and down. NASA planes are flying up and down the coast. And now we are seeing here that 15,000 holes in the ocean floor and all the fish are dying.
Right.
Is everybody seeing this? Like, this is end times.
Right. Very much. Biblical end times, yes. I so totally agree. I say this is right out of the Bible. It's, coming alive every day. But it's kind of strange, all these fish dying, the birds dying, all at the same time. And all these holes popping up on the ocean floor, all in that same area. Very strange. And of course, I would definitely say that it's, probably from underwater, volcano activity. It would make the most sense.
Wow, look at it says it. I like the picture they use. That's placed on purpose there. It's 5 minutes to midnight.
Mm-hmm. Right. Letting you know that time's running out.
That is just, and now
say.
we had all these weird pods of different animals coming into the Pacific Ocean. I live right off these waters. I've seen the weirdness in the last couple of years. I've seen animals come in the Puget Sound that don't normally come in. We've had these squid come up on our beaches, like super big squid. And they said that these were, animals that don't normally come in this area, not the kind, anyways. And I'm just thinking, what the F is going on? Are you guys seeing this?
Right.
Like, this is legit. Like,
yeah. And speaking of weirdness, I have fished for not all my life, but for about 20 years with my husband, and we've been freshwater fishing, saltwater fishing, you name it. I've been everywhere. And the next article you should get. I have never in my entire life seen this kind of fish. It's not really a fish per se, but this next article is for J.R. Pellhorse. He is in chat, and he requested that I share this lovely story with everyone to kind of lighten.
I can see why. A flood of penis fish appear on the California beach, and the scene's as weird as you'd expect. It says, "Oh my dear Lord, what in the world is that?" It is actually known as the penis fish.
Keeper, but I've never seen a fish look like that.
Euricus copo in polite company. This is so wrong, but so right.
It is so wrong. And the crazy thing about it, the article that I have that article as well, but the one that I read, it tells you that they actually eat this in South Korea, and they serve it as a delicacy in China. But it's and they actually have a picture of it in bowl on my thing, but the dish is called gabel, I guess. It's Gaebul. I guess that's how you would say it. I don't know, but it's a stir fried. I cannot imagine eating that. I know a lot of people like squid. I'm not one of them people.
Do they ever come in multiple colors, or? Why'd you laugh? That's not funny. What were you thinking?
From what I understand, what I'm told,
You just did the laugh and then like the double laugh. You're like da. Okay, well.
Oh my God.
Well, I just wonder, and is there any difference in size? Yeah, I like his wordings here. He says, "I was having a pretty normal Friday when all of a sudden I was thrust into a seemingly NSFW social media hellscape of weird photos showing strange animals that resemble something from the human male anatomy zone. Throw in the phrase penis fish and you have my attention." Yeah, these are weird. But here's a on a serious note, are these things not normally there? Like, are these things coming up on the beaches and they're not supposed to be there?
Exactly. That's what they said, that according to the article that I have, it says that they lie underneath the beach of the sand, and somehow the sand all got washed away and revealed them. I'm thinking
the big reveal.
Storms. Yeah.
Like
right.
they just opened.
They
just opened their coat.
But I'm just like, nah, I don't know. But yeah.
Well,
anyway.
so, and back to the serious point of this is an animal that is not normally on our beaches. What is going on off the coast that is making these, pop their weird heads up? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's rather strange. And like I said, I have caught some strange things before from the ocean, like a flying robin or something that you've never. That's supposed to be, rare to even see when you're out in a boat. But I caught one time off, I think in Nag's Head. But I've never seen this. Never. And I have been out in the boats and everything and never, ever caught.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I found an otter. Apparently, they're... I'm not... No comment.
Obviously, the otter is enjoying it.
Oh, my... What do you mean? He looks quite unsatisfied. He asked the same question as I did. Apparently.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Oh, mercy.
Oh, Marcy. All right. Now we have France. Let's go to France. Because this one, I just lost 30% of my audience.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's get back on. Let's get back on track. That story reared its ugly head, and nobody's ever going to get that out of their mind. Okay, so I've got this next story lined up here for France. What's up with this? It says, let's see here. Well, I know there's a bunch of strikes, but I don't know what this link is. It says, 2 dead, tens of thousands of homes without power as storms hit France. Interesting. I did not see this. It's so easy to miss other countries' news.
Right. There was apparently a flood that brought in 9 feet of water over the night or whatever, and there is 400,000 homes that have sustained power shortages due to the floods, with waters rising from 2.7 meters, according to this, which is 9 feet. In parentheses, and they sent out 2,000 technicians to take care of it, and a 70-year-old and a 76-year-old retiree died as a result of the storm. So pretty significant amount of water, massive storm that just blew in there, and a lot of people without power.
Yeah, see, these things, it's happening all over the world, these just weird weather phenomena. And I wonder, what are we going to see in our lifetime? What is coming next? It's one of those things where it's just really, really nerve-wracking, to say the least, of what's going on.
Right, exactly. It's very, you don't know what to expect. I mean, I know that it rains a lot everywhere, especially in Europe, but that much rain all at once, it's pretty scary to see all this end time biblical stuff happening. And that's what it is, it is end time. So, it's just crazy. And I tell everyone, you got to be prepared for everything. You never know. I mean, they say you're going to get a storm.
So when we talk about chemical events happening, we talk about asteroids happening. We talk about plagues. We talk about pestilence. We talk about some of the things that have happened to the country as far as the floods, the natural disasters. And, we talk about all these types of things, and people say, oh, well, it's just changed from day to day. I cover all this because we don't know which direction somebody's going to hit us from. We don't know. We ask those questions. It's really getting scary.
Yeah.
Well, Renee, we're going to link your channel. You guys, Renee Thomas does an awesome call-in show as well. You guys should check her out. It's Renee Thomas. It's going to be super easy to find her channel. You'll be able to just go to marfooglenews.com, click right through to her channel, and make sure to go show her some love. Renee, thank you so much for calling in. Definitely have to pass on the information, especially the holes under the water. I'm compiling a lot of this in. That is something new. Thank you so much for calling in. Is there one more thing you wanted to say before you left?
No, that's it. I hope if I don't talk to you before Christmas, I wish you, Dex, and all the Marfia fam a very Merry Christmas.
Okay, and well, hopefully you're not going to get me a Eurekis Campo or Capo for Christmas. I will send that thing right back.
That's right. No,
all right.
I won't.
Have a good night. Be safe. Be prepared. Marf out. Let's see here. We've got, and I don't think Anacad. Anacad1. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Thank you for joining the show and the fam. Angelina Roxy, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. You can always write a message or say hello if you do that. That's very much appreciated. Laughing Mom, I saw you earlier in Mike Morales' stream. It was you and someone else who told me about the article about the Spokane TV station, and I can't remember who. Colleen Luce Wilson says the official Aluma donkey fish served with mountain oysters. So Colleen Luce Wilson is saying that fish was the official Aluma donkey animal. That's the naughty spirit animal. The Aluma Nate. That's actually Aluma donkey is Edge of Wonder's word because that word is actually heavily watched. It's super weird. Vaneki Potashio Vrox Pit says I've done it all now. Adam, love this channel and the Marfia. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Thank you, Vaneki, for being super loyal too. I've seen your name forever. I appreciate it. JR Pale Horse says everyone needed to know. Not about that thing. Yeah, that's not good. It did lighten the mood a little bit. It's really gonna stick with me. Angeline Roxy, thank you again. Does another one. I said you can always do a comment. It says hello. Well, hello back, Angelina Roxy, and thank you for your support with the $20 super chat. Aline Milligan, thank you so much for subscribing. As always, if you subscribe during the show, you will get a shout out. Let's see. And tonight, so if you've never been here before, again, there's always an after show party thing that happens. We'll talk about that in a second. Dex, we have to get that last... There's like a couple things that we need to combine, and I actually want to compile some information. I do got to talk about, real quick before we go to Dex, I want you guys to know that I need to do some stuff on my documentary. I don't know how I'm going to do it, though. I can't really take a break. Anytime I take Sunday, I take Sunday and Monday off. I don't know what I'm going to do. Do you guys support me taking... I can't really take days off. That's what sucks. So if I just wish we could. It is to the point where, like, it's just like a normal job. I do have to work 5-6 days a week. Otherwise, I don't survive. I'm paycheck to paycheck just like you guys. So, but I need to get my documentary out. I feel like it is getting massively important to do so. Which, by the way, my documentary's free. It's something I've put a lot of hours into for nothing, because I want you guys to share it. And that's what I have to stress to you guys. When it does come out, please share it. Share it. Share it. Everybody says share your video, but they just hope that you're sharing and whatever. I'm deadly serious. If I put that much effort into it, the least you guys can do is share it when it comes out. I have no release date yet because I still have to have some time into it. Dex, there's so much crazy stuff here to unpack. Like, real scary stuff that we just talked about.
Yes, and not unpacking fish, but yes. That was a great show.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, no, and the great calls, we always say that, but it's like no joke. Like, that was weird.
You know, when Renee calls, I love it because there's always articles she's got that we haven't found yet.
How do we
really
not?
good.
We don't see any of those, and somehow she's on this like other tip, like she's like traveling out of the country using a VPN and searching news.
She must.
I don't know.
Yeah,
oh my
great.
gosh.
I love her too.
Mark Sketch says, "Do the fish come from sperm whales?" Just wondering for some reason. Mark, you're a cornball. You're as corny as me, and I love it.
Well, this will only live for a short period of time in our minds. Hopefully, we won't have to perpetuate this for days.
Yeah, I'm never turning my back on that thing. All right, yeah, Dex, I love you, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, great show, Adam. Love you too, and God bless everybody.
So it's technically not the end if you've never been here before. This is where I sing a song of satisfaction to the world. And I usually pick a name out of the chat to sing a song about. It sounds super weird. I guess you'd have to experience it. But one thing I have realized is one of the things I really like to do is I like music. It's what I used to do when I was in my early 20s, and I haven't given up yet. I'm just going to sing a song of satisfaction to my people because that's how I express myself, even with my family. So it's my way of saying thanks to all of you, and yeah, that's what we do here. So seriously, without you guys, this would be nothing. I am only a part of this. I've literally treated myself as your guys' equal ever since. As you guys know that. I am not the kind of person that, I love it. I love being a part of what you guys have helped me create. So much love. Be safe. Be prepared. And you guys know the rest. Okay. Marf out. I just walk on down the street. Mr. Grumpy, George Papa to Isaiah. Aliyah Lovin and a cat one. Mark Sketch, what have you done? I just wish I had my Sandra Costello, my Brenda Wise, and my Ross Morell, my amazing baby, and my Pockadoo. Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you. I wouldn't be able to do it without any of you. Vanekia Potasio, Angelina Roxy, Elaine Milligan, and Laughing Mom. There's going to be chat on the screen in about 3, 2, 1. Make sure to get your name in there. Oh, there's Skis de Quifa. Bertle Beetle Art, I haven't seen you in a hot minute. Thank you so much for coming. I love the way that you talk to me. Teresa Gay and a she. Alfred Phillips and Adam B. Got to go. Hello, Rita Parker. Hello, Jason78. Hello, Crystal Stotson, and Jody Willman, and Bendy Bronson. How to marry a Polish girl. You guys don't even know about that. We did an official card for you. But didn't put it. Everyone knows. You guys should definitely check out How to Marry a Polish Girl. He is a Foogle Fam member, and he puts a lot of effort into his videos, spending a lot of time in Creator's Corner.
All my life I've barely spoken. Your words have been so broken. I've been under.
We've got some new songs tonight. You are listening to 104. Funky Marf.
My birth, it is an omen. Lay me down up in the ocean until you see no motion. Right now I can barely focus. I'm showing no emotion. On your knees, show your.
Uh-oh, it's time for the cherry. Let's turn it down only to turn it up. Hey, don't you worry about the ways that you gotta do it now. Shown in the J-Bird that walked down with the eyelids crawling, and we all saw the way that Susie Cat looked at all them creative minds. Jojo, I like me for me, and I will see Miss Kimmy. Oh my, I've sipped Sean, got the kings coming. I've got this guy from the Aussie. I've got the Calamity Rain and the J.R. Pale Horse, Rich Potter and the Mark Sketch, and everybody knows Beetle Birdo, Beetle Art knows no. Oh no, she's not as bad as the nerdy art. Cherry Husterman, Shepherd's Voice, and then the Angel Petito, and the damn Jade in the Kool-Aid is not what we're drinking. For Siamese for Julie Collins, bringing it on your way. Safri, Ella, O'Rider, and Kelly Josie. Trinity, Red Pill, Blue Pill, or Hypo, coming the fuck here late, yo. Rampage, Foogle Farm, Shastina, Megan, able-bodied, and the rest of y'all. Yeah. You know I had to bring some country in here. I just like the lady and Twitter. I'm gonna get right up in her. London 93245 and that J.R. Pale Horse with the family shirt. Oh, with the family shirt. Speaker and the Mark Lestage. Got that Doogie Wilkes and that Spud Ruckus. Carrie Ray, one hit chick. Eilish and the Blue Alien. Got that Equad Pepper. Got that Bloomer Earl. About to do it every time that you sing. You got that gold with the Alpha Miller. Every time. Bring it down, Emperor. Rex LVC, Einstein's mom and the guided bomb, and Zero turn to Z. With the Z, oh yeah, gotta see it like Dex J, Lillian, Arbelano, and the rest of y'all. Gotta hit it. Gotta get it. Janelle Lozano. Gotta hit it back. Tam D. Can you borrow? Shades of Light, got it bold, back and right. Carrie Connor, that's right. Someone said, can you take another call instead of this? Well, absolutely not. Not if I want to enjoy it and do it 5 nights a week, because this is my time. but thanks for the suggestion. You are loved. Meow. The show used to be 2 hours, and I made it an extra half hour so I could get in mines, so I could do my times. Got a Steven, truth be told, I'm about to go back. I am so not bold with the Reavers Norfolk and the Cherry Bull 65. Got that I-97, you gotta bring it back now. President, CEO, gotta see it back now. Nancy Hale and Gloria White, a Lily Lou Hendricks, and a Jodie Wilmer, Timmy Swanson, and a Cindy Christine Zumble, yeah. Got that aim is strong. Make sure to go to MARFOOGLEnews.com for all of the articles shown here today. That's how we do it. Richard and Debbie, such a good goal to get that couple like them. They so gold. They not as cool as tight as Paul, but it's not ever going to get old. Thank you, Catherine Willie, for saying that. That means a lot. And alrighty, thank you for coming back, and that's the spot. Hey, Witness and Guns and Water, thanks for coming by every single time that I go live. Lydia Twinner, thanks for being the winner. And Nitty Lane, thank you for not being lame. That Chowky Gal, thanks for being the same. And Jacqueline Martinez, thanks for being a name that I like to say, that I like to say, that I like to say. And the Carrie Collar, thanks for not being a caller. What? I think I did it at the wrong part. The wrong part. And everybody knows that I'm a famishart. I think that's how you say it. And if I could, I would be a Spud Ruckus. I was gone down. All the men were bonged out. All the men were bonged out. Panhandle Prepper, Kimmy and the rest, they better not step ya. Christine Sideman, Thank you for being right beside me. I think that's how it is. I couldn't find anything else that rhymed that time. And reading the gospel is probably the best thing you could do, lest you sidestep those mosquitoes and butterflies or whatever goes. Hey, Cherry Boo 65 Boone, thank you for coming every single night. Jonathan Esparza, thank you for going farther. Stephen, truth be told, thanks for never getting old. Marisol Night, no sad face for tonight. Catherine Willie, good night. Old Rider and Ray did Jesus. Rosales. Every day they know. Every day they know. A witness like Manila walked in, and now you gotta go see the doctor. Mark Sketch and I Pet Mermaid got the Casper Spark, so it's made. It's made. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or wait, is it elephant or is it angel triumphant? I think that rhymes, but Janelle Lazaro said bye to Connie G and Marfoogle hello. It's truly off the top of the dome. So, I hope I'm good enough for you. You're good enough for me. Somebody said I was like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. Kinda creepy, but I'll take it. Low hard Ricka. My man, my man. Oh, you know that you gotta do it, and you say hello to Binga, oh, don't bring the game. Go check out How to Marry a Polish Girl. Let's do a quick refresh. Everyone really wanna know how do you marry a Polish girl? Really, guys? Come on now. Do you even know how to do a love mob? Boston Terrier Queen, I've got a me. Bring it back and back, you see. Lindy Lou Hendrix, oh yeah. Channel Jammer, and you bring no Bama, and you crazy granny and a rampage Foogle Fam. I'm going out. You know what to do. Get yourself moving, because it's a Bollywood love triangle in here. 2's a couple, 3's a crowd. And 4 is a weird-ass penis fish. Whoa, that's right. Alish, you did not just say that. Oh, my dear, dear mama. Oh, my dear mama. Oh, my dear mama. Oh, my dear mama. Oh, my dear mama. Daisy got all right, we're gonna bring it back. The boom boom. You know it's a 104 Funky Mafia. You be listening to the beast. The longest calling show on YouTube. Marfoogle. Boom, boom. It's the time to go there with a Gandalf light. You know, he's got the boom. You know, the Tammy Swanson, she's got the boom. Mosquitoes and butterfly type of life, he's got the boom. The Lillian Ariela, no, got the boom. Einstein's mom got the boom. Yeah! That's me hitting the table if you didn't know the sound. If you didn't know the sound, gotta come back around. Gotta bring my niggas back. Gotta go like I felt. Gotta see the Jacqueline Martinez. Got to bring it on. Oh, 50 Shades of Life now. The funky torso dance hit the table, man. The Channel Jana is gonna wake up his girlfriend, man. You know it's never like this when you're in Foogle Town, man. If your girlfriend wakes up, just tell her it's Foogle, man, and she'll be like, oh, it's Foogle, man. It's a boom boom time. Skizda Quifa. The song stopped. Sorry. That got awkward. Holy moly, Patricia. What are you doing? Patricia Revis. $50 super chat? Holy crajoli. I don't know what to say. I think I'm supposed to say that means one more song, yeah. In all seriousness, thank you, Patricia Rivas. That is huge. Daniel Barcelos, welcome to the family. Hal Hudler, thank you for subscribing. Skis to Quifa, thank you so much. Laughing Mom, thank you for the $5 super chat. You can always write a message or say hello, or say anything at all. Angelina Roxy, thank you so much for that as well. JR Pale Horse, you guys are all absolutely amazing. Michelle Mangiavelliano, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Jamie Martini Franklin, I subscribe to How to Marry a Polish Girl. Let's go, fam. By the way, I think that's the first $6 super chat I've ever gotten. You are a custom person there. Let's check the way that they do it. Want me back to let's check the way that they do it. How the merry old boat is gonna get through it. Now they know you see the way that they see you. That the way we all, especially in our own way. You may be a little different, but you are okay. In the Marfoogle family, there aren't any same. We are the Marfoogle family, never gonna leave. It's not even a gender, it's a lifestyle to make. Positivity, loving each other is so easy to do. The only hard part is making sure that you've done it too. Stay tuned after the show. I was walking down the street and I saw you. I said, what are you doing with that fool? They said they were doing something for the cause. I said what it was, they said what it was. Oh yeah, you know what it's saying. What the heck is going on here? I hope you guys all have an amazing night. Do you like this guy in the thumbnail? Peekaboo. Hi. I'm in the nursery. I'm playing hide and seek. Hi guys. I'm in the nursery. Yep. Behind the zebra blanket. Awkward. Remember, the next show you can always watch with earphones. Watch with earphones? I think that's how you say it. MarfoogleNews.com, your outlet for everything Marfoogle. Blastopic Morales has subscribed. Thank you for coming. Any relation to Mike? Remember, be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to MarFoogleNews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle Fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle Fam is waiting for you.
You stayed. Now I get to say the secret message. If you put this in the comments below, you are special. In the comments, put cool blueberry.